Today marks 1181st day sharing lessons I learn and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today we're speaking about learning, how to become a lifelong learner. I think that if you want to become the best person that you could be, you need to learn, how to develop, how to grow, how to improve, how to evolve, how to transform. There's a lot of beautiful words. But I think that we need to understand that we need to become lifelong learners, not as sprint learners, because we have a tendency to do a month of training, then stop. We do a 2 months training and then stop, maybe 3 months training and then stop, because we get discouraged, maybe because we do not get results as we wanted. And I think sometimes we are too tolerant to get results that we not wanted, but it's, oh no, one day will come. Sometimes we need to understand that learning is for two reasons. One is constant learn, and second is to be able to pivot when things is not going your way. Now, I understand. Sometimes it's very hard to understand which one is which one. Should I change my path? Should I change and pivot? Or should I keep doing what I'm doing now, but consistently? Because I think that a lot of times people do not get results because they just quit too soon. So today we'll share 9 things, 9 really small things that we need to understand about lifelong learning to really to develop that identity. Because the first one thing is reframe learning as an identity. So this is who you are. This is who you are. You always learn, you always developing, you always getting better. So that means that you have a bad day, you have a terrible day, you have a great day, you have a tremendous day. It doesn't matter. You are learning from every single moment of your life. So this is who you are. It's so much easier to learn, improving, and get better when you actually see yourself, that person who constantly improves. If you think that, okay, this is my behavior, this is my habits, and I allocate 1 hour, and I allocate and read for 1 hour, oh yes, I finished. But how you can really improve if you actually love learning, love improving, love challenging yourself? How much more you can achieve when you actually see yourself as a learner, as a person who evolves. I think that's very, very important. So first step is always being able to see yourself as that person who constantly grows, improves, and gets better. Number two is I think that we need to understand that we need to build systems for really designing your learning frameworks. Because probably I've heard it, it's not like what you think, it's how you think that matters. Not what you think, but how you think. So being able to build frameworks, how you will learn. Because every single person is a different kind of learner. Some people want to learn visually, they want to see it. Some people want to be auditory, so that means that they want to hear things to be able to remember. And some people want to really write down things to be able to remember. Some people want to touch it, smell it. Like, what kind of learner are you? Probably will not be like 100% visual, but being able to really combine your learning and really understand, okay, how I'm able to build my learning systems in place that I could retain information in the best possible way. Because it's not about listing one content for the one time and that's it. A lot of times we will need to really mold that information. Sometimes we need to see it, we need to really listen to it, and when you write it down, and when you're able to really have that retention of that information, that's what truly matters. Because true learners is actually about learning, not about listening, not about seeing. This is very, very important because when you're able to have that retention, we're able to remember what you learn, we're able to implement. Without ads, there's just the information that goes from one ear and goes out from another ear. So how you learn is very, very important to become a lifelong learner. Number three, important is that I think that this is very, very key. Integrate learning with action. Integrate learning with action. So that means implementation is a key. You're not supposed to, and you're not able to call yourself a lifelong learner if you actually don't implement, because implementation is a learning itself. Implementation is learning itself because when you implement, you start seeing that, okay, just this is not working, this is not working. Okay, what I'm able to do to adjust, to pivot, to make sure that the things is working. So that means you learning by taking action, because action will give you the feedback that you need to improve. So if you're not taking action, that means that your actions your inaction is stopping you from full-time growth. Because when you think about books, podcasts, seminars, that's just 20% of learning. 80% of learning is integrating learning with action. That is one of the key aspects. Probably you heard part of the rule that 20% of your effort gives 80% of the results. And that's just what it is. Integrate learning with action is that 20% of effort, it gives you 80% of results. The number four is building a learning ecosystem. So that means that you potentially could really start putting all information you learned, maybe the books that you read, what kind of quotes maybe notes from those books, like all the things that you learned, and you're able to really say, hey, I learned, I was able to build the knowledge library of my knowledge library. What is in my knowledge library? So let me say, okay, I forgot exactly what it is. So I'm able to go and find your information, find your notes, find the things that you really learn already. I think it's very, very important to really build a knowledge library ecosystem that there were information about the things that you already learned, the things that you already developed, the things that really allowed you to really have more understanding. And the beautiful thing is that sometimes when you read the book and then you come back to the book after 10 years, maybe 5 years in, sometimes in a couple of years because you grow so much, and you reread the book, you have so much more out of the book because your understanding is so much higher. Because I know that sometimes people just start to read the book and they hate the book because you're just not able to connect with that book. But when you go outside and you learn, you develop, you grow yourself, you come back to the book and you say, oh, that's the best book in life. Because you finally able to connect with the knowledge and wisdom that are shared in the book. Because we have a tendency to say that, oh, that's a terrible book. I think that maybe you need to understand, maybe I'm not able to understand that book yet based on my current perspective. And that's all fine. Now, of course, it could be that the book was written as well. Maybe you're already above that as well. There's a lot of different reasons, but understanding that we need to build our ecosystem is very important. Number five, and this is very important as well, address financial sustainability. That means if you actually want to improve, it's very good to invest in your learning, in your improving. So when you take care of your finances, it's so much easier to grow, so much easier. It's a shortcut for learning because you're able to grow, invest in coaches, in mentors, in guidance, in more courses. So it means you don't need to invest your time looking for information, looking and trying to figure out on your own. No, you're able to actually invest in figure things out. It's so important. It's so powerful. So the better your finances, the easier it is to grow. Hands down. The more money you have, it's easier to grow. That's why a lot of people who are wealthy, they, of course, not everyone chooses to invest in themselves, but people who choose to invest in themselves, who have money, they're able to grow so much faster. That's very important. Number six, transform into a researcher. I think that's very, very powerful. That means that we need to really learn how to find the best information to learn from. Because if you learn from every single thing, maybe that's not that good. Because when I think about the information, it could be like from 1 to 10. I love rating 1 to 10. So it might be that the information is 2 or 3 of 10. Other information is 7 or 10. So if you learn from 2 or 3, that means that we trying to retain information that is not as quality as we could. So it's researching the best things that even if you're hiring a mentor, if you hire a coach, being able to say, who is the best person to learn from? Who is it? Because I love you saying that you will become in 5 years as your mentor if you're actually implementing his advice. So it means, would you like to be in a mentor's position? If yes, maybe you can go and learn. It doesn't need to be like 1,000 miles away. Sometimes even having a person who is only 10 steps ahead of you, sometimes the best coach for you because you're able to really learn faster rather than the person who could 1,000 steps away and he's maybe even not able to come to see where you're at to really give you reasonable action steps that could move you where you want to go. So research for information to be the best learner is very important, not just information alone. Number 7 is cultivate inner discipline and resilience. It's very important. If you want to be a lifelong learner, so it means that we need to have the discipline to learn no matter how you feel, because sometimes you feel that you have massive motivation to take action, to learn, to improve. Other day you don't feel it. So when you have a bad days, adversity, setbacks, disappointments, at that moment you said, okay, I have discipline, I have my resilience, I'm still improving myself. Even at that moment you say like resilience is coming in and say, This is adversity, but I'm able to learn from it. I'm able to improve. I'm able to transform some parts of myself that I could never go back into this kind of situation. So it's very, very important to have resilience. Number eight, I think that we need to understand that we have true understanding why we want to learn, why we want to be a lifelong learner. So like that, think about philosophically about learning, because I think that is a very powerful question. Why you're supposed to learn? Why not? Why not? Why you're supposed to and why not? And Gibran probably have said that. Why not to figure out how much you're able to read? Why not to learn and see how much and how far you can go? Why not? So when you understand the why, the vision, purpose, calling, whatever this is, that fulfillment that is really driving you, maybe family that you want to take care of. What is that? What is that why that you really actually want to pursue that is important for you to grow all life long? And last one I want to mention is that really build a legacy of learning. That means that really document your journey. Maybe a book, maybe a mentor, be a mentor, maybe innovate, maybe journal. There's a lot of things that you're able to really build a legacy with. I think that when you are learning, and I truly believe that one of the best ways to learn is learn and share. Because that is the best way, because you're able to have increased your attention of information so much more. And that's why a lot of times when I share on my YouTube, that's one of the main reasons, because I want to really learn information and I want to be able to really explain my information. Because a lot of times, I like what Vin Yang says, that a lot of times we are thinkers, but we are not communicators. So being able to think and communicate, that's just the art that we need to learn, because word is power. So that means if you think those amazing words in your head, but you're not communicating those amazing words, of course, you're not able to influence anyone. But you're actually able to really think, learn, and then learn how to communicate. I think is very, 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 very powerful. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And I hope that you will reflect as well. What do you want to learn? Are you willing to really change your identity to become that lifelong learner so that you can really pursue that vision, that purpose, that goal that you have set for yourself in the future? So I hope you just win and see you tomorrow.